Good morning, everybody, and welcome back. My name is Joel.
I'm Gavin.
And this is A Stable Life. So today's a pretty special day. Gavin?
You want to tell them why?
It's manure day. No, Gavin, it's not manure day. Gavin, Willie's coming today.
Will he be here soon?
I have no idea. So let me give you guys an idea of what Gavin's talking about. This stall behind me used to be Samson's stall, but Samson's now over here. As you guys can see, he has a beautiful, nice new door.
Oh, pretty pictures on a magnet and everything. And a nice big stall.
That way Samson's not fighting to turn around inside his stall. We only have two stalls actually that are still available at our stable. Behind me is one of them, and Samson's old stall is the other. And Willie is a new horse that's coming to our stable. We actually have some special news about Willie. He's a stallion.
For those of you who don't know, it's a male horse that hasn't been gelded.
Thank you, Gavin. We appreciate your insight.
You're welcome.
So there's a lot to say about Willie, but we're gonna talk more about that as we go through our day. For now, I don't know if this microphone's picking things up. By the way, guys, I got my new camera in. You'll have to let me know what you think about the footage down below in the comments. A lot of you said that you didn't mind my phone's footage, which was actually super nice. I appreciate all the positive comments.
But as you can tell, it is raining a storm outside.
And interestingly enough, it's actually been raining the past 24 hours, and it's gonna rain for the next 12 hours. All in all, we will have had a rainstorm that's almost 48 hours. We're expecting about 2 inches of rain, so it's a nice soaking rain. To start, let's get things measured out and let's check on our horses. I guess I have a light that I need to install. In an effort to get things ready for Willie, we actually have some new grain that showed up.
This is a grain called Sentinel Senior.
We actually used to have this grain. The Sentinel Senior is something that's for horses that have digestion issues. So this will help
Willie digest his grain better while also getting the same nutrients that he would get from our Calm Ultra grain. And this is actually hay that has been pelleted. It's very common actually for horses to have this.
We have a horse, Declan, that he needs to gain a little weight, and he's not a big fan of eating hay. He just doesn't like it that much. And it's not that the hay is bad, the hay's really good. It's kind of along the lines of you lead a horse to water, you can't make him drink.
You give a horse hay, you can't make him eat.
Exactly. In this situation, we're going to be giving him pelleted hay in his feed to help him get those nutrients that he needs, so that way we can get more weight on Declan. So Declan gets 6 scoops of Calm Ultra, 3 in the morning and 3 at night. And we're also now giving him 2 scoops of the pelleted hay. 1 in the morning, 1 at night, and we're gonna work things accordingly. And in line with what I was saying in the last video, we have to make sure that we don't give Declan too much grain. Horses can't take so much grain to digest, so it's a very fine line that we have to balance. Good morning, Buster. Good morning, Rocky. You guys see their new blankets? You'll have to let us know what you think of their new blankets down in the comments below.
Ready for some food?
There you go, Buster.
Over here, Rocky.
And something that I just wanted to mention is that because it's raining so much, we're probably gonna have the horses in just for a little bit today. Nothing too long, otherwise they get really rammy.
So we need to make sure that they have plenty of hay.
So it is raining outside right now, but we're gonna give it a go out here, give it a shot. So we're gonna start by letting in Mr. Poncho, who's chilling right there in his run, ready to come in. And Poncho's dry. Yeah, aren't you, buddy? I know, you're just getting wet walking
From the run into the barn. He's going to go check on his neighbor because
Tucker doesn't have a sheet, so what we're doing with Tucker is we're keeping him in the run until this rain event's over, just so that we don't develop any skin problems or hair problems or problems.
You ready to come in, buddy?
I'll have to check with the boss about the donkeys. We are getting past the point where we have to worry about them getting sick from the cold or from the rain. They're getting old enough now that they have a nice strong immune system, but they're also super cute, so we baby them. She may want to keep them in. Let's let in the rest of them, shall we? Come on, boys! You can see they're all down in the run-in shed as well. We're only gonna be keeping them in about 2 hours and an hour and a half or to 2 hours this afternoon.
If we keep them in longer than that, then they get really rammy and upset. So there's Rebel, there's Jack, Falcon, Casino, Champ, and Poe. Yeah, good stuff, guys, good stuff. Also, nice thing I like about this new camera is I can have it outside with me while it's raining. I would never have been able to do this with the other camera. It's a decent rain, it's not ridiculously heavy, so I'm able to do that. Let's go inside and see how they're doing with coming in the barn. Sometimes when it's bad weather, they get a little crazy. Hey, Casino, how we doing, buddy? Yeah, good boy, Poe. Hey, Gavin, how'd they do, buddy? Did they go right into their stalls or were they a little lost?
Casino was a little bit lost, but everyone else went right to their stalls.
Okay, awesome. Ready for the next herd?
Oh yeah.
One thing that's super nice about all this rain coming in is it's giving the pasture a real good drink. So we're gonna have a nice amount of grass growing after this.
Good morning, boys.
Come on in. Hey, Suede. Hey, Duke. Spitfire. Danny. Declan. Gavin. Archer. Obi. Oh, I couldn't tell who you were. What are you? Argento?
Oh, Skywalker. How?
I'm gonna have some kids mad at me for that one. Oh boy, I couldn't tell who Skywalker was. Good morning, Weather. Good morning, Samson. Good to see you guys.
You guys see just how green everything got down there? Wow.
Spring has sprung. So good news, boys. I just talked with the boss and it looks like you guys are ready to go out. You're gonna be able to go out today. So that's exciting. We're just gonna get things set up for them. They have a little area. It's a horse stall, which for them is quite big, that they can chill in. So they have the access to shelter. And we're just gonna put food inside that shelter. So that way they basically don't need to come out if they don't have to. But they have the opportunity to roam around and be free so they won't be as rammy since they're not stuck in the stall.
Gavin approved.
And in case you guys didn't believe us that it's raining, it's raining. We're gonna be super nice, Gavin. We're gonna put their water inside today too. Yeah, what do you guys think of this, huh? We keep the tools in Tucker's side because Tucker really doesn't care about them being there, but Poncho does. We're just gonna clean this up for the donkeys so they have a nice dry area if they wanna lay down. Poncho was in here all night, so he kinda made a little bit of a mess. Oh, yeah. All right, now Tucker is going to be spending his time in here, so what we're going to do is we're going to unhook this right here. That way he's got more visibility, and we'll leave that open right there. That way Tucker can see out, and he's in shelter, so it'll encourage him to want to be in here instead of out there where he can see more of his buddies. Found a dry spot, didn't you, pup? Didn't you? Huh? You found a dry spot. Working hard today, aren't you? And in case anyone's wondering, they are doing absolutely fantastic. They're really, really doing well. Just gonna put this on you, take you out. Oh, he's being good because he knows the camera's on him. That's what it is, because that's what he's always done. Right, Buster? Good boy. Come on, guys. Let's go for a stroll, shall we? Come on. Come on. Maybe a brisk walk. Buddy. Go ahead. So now that the horses are in and the donkeys are out, we're actually going to be leaving them in for a little bit of time, which, as you can tell, Declan's really not a big fan of. Speaking of, Gavin, you want to check and see if he ate those hay pellets? We'll see if he ate all that. And if he hasn't, kind of draws attention towards it. So we're just gonna let the horses in. We gave them a little bit of hay so that they can dry off for a little bit. We'll leave them in and then we'll let them out in probably another hour or so. That way they can just sit tight and chill. It gives them an opportunity to kind of dry off a little bit. Right, Casino? Awesome. Declan, did you enjoy the hay pellets? In case anyone's wondering about the hay net and Poncho's stall, do you ever have a kid that likes to play with their food more than eat their food? Poncho's that kid for us. So we just put the hay inside the hay net, and it reduces greatly the amount of hay waste that we have. We have it up high enough off the ground that it doesn't cause any problems for his hooves or anything like that. So we have no idea when Willie's coming for today. They aren't able to give us a timeline. So I'm hoping that I'll be here to record it, but I may not. If that's not the case, then you'll definitely be able to see Willie in the next video.
For now, we're gonna go ahead and let Tucker out.
The thought was that since Tucker is already out in this left run and has access to shelter and he's by himself, there's really no need for him to stay in because he's gonna be already set and right where he needs to be.
Go ahead, Tucker.
So a very common question that we've actually been asked a lot here on this channel is, well, a lot of you guys have noticed that all of the horses at our stable are geldings. And you guys have asked if we're a gelding-only barn, why we have no mares at our stable, and what's the reasons behind that. For a very long time, we were a gelding-only barn.
The reason being that geldings are a very stable horse.
And we don't really need to worry so much about our clients showing up while we're not here.
Seeing their horse way out on the other side of the pasture and heading out that way to get their horse, only to have other horses in the herd attacking them.
With the geldings, we really don't need to worry about that too much. When we started our horse stable, we actually didn't really have this rule set in place. We allowed both geldings and mares at our stable. But when you get a large amount of mares and geldings together, sometimes the mares will get a little protective of a gelding that they really like that's out in the pasture. And we've had a few instances where our clients have been attacked trying to get their gelding from someone else's mare.
Now, there are loads of ways to fix that from happening. One way would be to take, similar to what we did here with the left run and the right run, and make lots of different pastures where you have a pasture for mares, a pasture for geldings, and then you rotate them out between each pasture so that the grass doesn't get completely destroyed.
To be honest, guys, we didn't want to do that. We really liked having a giant, almost 60-acre pasture. They really feel like they're free, and so we don't really have a lot of problems with them getting out. We had more than enough clients coming in with geldings, not to mention that we had a lesson riding program, so we had lots of kids around all the time that would go out with the horses in the pastures. All of that came into making us decide that we're gonna stay a gelding-only barn for pretty much the entire time we've been here, minus those first experiences when we had just opened. Which leads me to Willie. Why are we accepting a stallion? That's an excellent question.
I mentioned the fact that we have all geldings.
So we're in a very good position to accept a stallion, more so than a barn that has a lot of mares. You can understand the problems that would come from that. So we decided to give the stallion a shot, and we're pretty optimistic about it. We're looking forward to it. We're gonna be updating you guys how it goes, of course, so make sure you're subscribed to keep up to date on all the fun that will come with that. Your hay's in your barn, bud. You can go eat that. So right before we actually were gonna take Willie, we were thinking about accepting mares, and then we had switched to actually accepting mares. Just nobody was arriving at our stable that wanted a mare. Everyone wanted geldings. Right, Scoots? So that's why we currently don't have any mares at our stable. I'm sure you guys are gonna have lots of questions moving further about mares. Go ahead and post your questions down below. And guys, if you like that question, give it an upvote. The questions with the most upvotes, I'll be happy to answer in the next video. All right, so after having the horses in the stall for a little bit, drying off, they are all ready to be let out. So we're gonna go ahead and turn them on out. It'll be good stuff, it'll be good stuff. And then we're gonna be feeding early this afternoon, and we're gonna let them in for a little bit as well. None of them were cold, and in case you're wondering, the temperature is sitting around mid-50s, which is why they even have a sheet on. Once it gets into the 70s and the 80s, we don't put blankets on them when it's raining because it doesn't really bother them. It's just because it's in the mid-50s that they have sheets on.
Oh,
There you go, Suede. There you go, buddy. Go ahead, Gavin, release Jack. So I'm up in the store here after feeding all the horses, and it's the day before Mother's Day. How's it going in here, guys?
It's pretty busy.
I'm okay.
Yeah, you're working hard?
Yeah.
Are you liking the rain, or?
It is pouring outside, but there's still a lot of people here.
That's good.
Is that good?
That's good.
Okay,
Are you
just
happy
making sure.
that it's busy?
It's
So you're still looking at that,
something.
so I just had to make sure.
Alrighty, guys. So a little bit of time has passed. We're actually here in the afternoon. We've got about an hour and 15 or 20 minutes until we feed horses. It's still coming down pretty good. Like I said, this has been like a 48-hour rain event, which is pretty crazy. But I wanted to show you guys some new things that we got done in the stable. I gave you a little taste of that in the last video, but I wanted to show you everything that we got done.
So you guys already know about the donkey door.
With summer coming in, we got some new fans mounted in. The clients actually got these for their horses. They wanted them in, so we just installed them for them. And they're actually hooked into the same system that the lights are on. So when it's really warm, we just turn all the fans on, and then when we flip the lights on, it turns all the fans on in the barn, and then when we leave, it turns all the fans off. We also got new doors put on for Weather's stall. We are here in Tucker's stall. He was itching his butt on the latch here, but nice big door for Tucker's stall. We've got one added for Samson and Argento's. He's actually got a fancy one with like textured wood. Woo! Most of the horses we don't have kept in for a very long period of time.
But when they are in the stalls, we have these tack boxes that keep everything incorporated.
And recently we've been adding doors to them so that everything's inside this box. And then when you need it,
You just open it up and get exactly what you need.
so we got pretty much everything that we needed done for the stable inside, and we still got a little bit of time yet before we are going to be feeding for the afternoon. So we hooked up to the rotary chopper, and we're doing some routine maintenance on this guy, just getting it ready for actually mowing the horse pastures this summer. I'm glad I had muscles with me, otherwise I don't know what I would have done. What ended up happening is last year when I was mowing, there was a stump that was in some deep brush that I didn't see. And as I was backing up the rotary chopper, the stump bent the back plate in just enough that the blades were kicking and hitting it a little bit.
So using that giant monkey wrench that we got and Gavin's strength, we bent it back out just right enough that it's good. So that's ready to go, all greased up and set.
Donkeys, I'm coming for you!
I was curious to see how Gavin brings in the donkeys, because apparently all three of us do it differently.
No, I just forgot to grab the treats, so we're gonna see how they do.
Well, it's raining, so they might come in. I gotta tell you, Gavin, I'm really liking these gelded donkeys.
They're so much better.
So much better.
Because I dropped it. Oh my goodness. I saved you. Here. Yeah. Did you get it?
All right, so we have all the horses kept inside. They're gonna be in for a little bit here. We're thinking maybe about an hour or so. With all that hay put in the stalls, they're pretty chill.
Doing well? Yeah.
And so guys, it's gonna be on that note.
We're gonna be ending the video today.
We'd like to thank you all for watching.
Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe.
And as always,
We'll see you in the next one.
Get it, Leia.